Sit back and relax as a soothing sensation washes over you. Tilt your head back and close your eyes. Look up towards the ceiling and imagine nothing but a blank black canvas. A shooting star comes by, its bright white illuminate glow lighting up the dark surroundings. A bed of stars appears in the sky, one after another, tiny white bright lights shining in the dimness. As the stars continue to flow forth, a planet comes into view, its bright red color vibrantly resonating in the middle of a patch of white specks. So small and so distant, yet so powerful among the other heavenly bodies. It brightens as the sun's rays reach the surface, the shadow behind it slowly fading as it rotates. A comet comes from the other side, a solid ball of icy blue light, trailed by a tail of cold, translucent dark blue. It floats softly through the sky, arcing ever so gently across this vast cosmos. A small, blinking light appears behind the red planet, its path uninterrupted. A large, cloudy shape comes to form in the middle of the darkness, a light steely blue in appearance. It stretches across the entire sky, softly swirling in the background as it expands, a white light forming in its center. You find yourself in a lush field of grass, laying on the bed of soft green as you stare up at this night sky. Around you, a forest of thick trees has grown, their dark green leaves swaying softly in the cooling breeze. The grove slowly closes in around you, the canopy of treetops silently covering your view of the sky above. You watch the starlight fade behind the foliage as the last of the view is blocked by the tall, swaying branches. The sounds of the nighttime in the forest begin to emerge. The wind gently whistles through the bark of the trees, tenderly caressing your face with a light chill. Crickets softly serenade one another in every direction, their chirps filling the empty surroundings with light, unending echoes. The blades of tall grass around you rustle as the wind sways through them. A small forest bird chirps to its mate, who replies back quietly as they nestle down for the night in one of the many trees. You hear a light crunch to the right, a twig snapping beneath the foot of a small deer fawn. She stares in your direction with her solid, deep, dark eyes, uncertain and cautious of your presence. Light on her feet, she begins to take a step back and turns to bound away through the thicket. A light buzzing, almost electrical sound begins to hum from every side. Little yellow balls of light float into view, gliding through the air smoothly above you. The shining little bulbs are fireflies, amassing into one large gathering, their lights quickly shining a pathway through the glen. They slowly begin to dissipate into the trees, the bright, warm-tinted colors quickly fading to deep blue of the night yet again. With a gust of light wind, the leaves of the trees above begin to fall, breaking from their branches and floating towards the ground. The canopy is quickly beginning to thin as the leaves fall in greater numbers, their vibrant green colors fading away to deep orange as they near the ground. The rustling noise of the grass in the surroundings fades as the blades shrink into the dark earthen flooring. A dense white fog closes in from all around, encasing the trees in an icy mist. The leaves above shed from their branches completely, opening the sky up yet again. Up above, you can now see pale gray clouds, covering and blocking everything else from view. The mist makes its way around you, slowly obscuring the forest from your view until you can only see pure white. The wind is the only element to remain, growing colder and even louder than before. You feel a small chilled speck land upon your cheek, quickly melting into a tiny water droplet. The little drip slowly flows down your cheek and around your face, falling off into the never-ending clouds below. Several more specks lightly dance through the sky, falling from the mist above. The wind nips at your sides with its ice-encrusted fingertips, slowly beginning to remove the fog around you. As the clouded air dissolves before you, a large, dark gray stone ceiling can be seen. Etched and carved from years of life, the stone stares back towards you from above. You feel the ground against your backside soften, growing into a plush, comfortable area. The thick clouds to your sides fade away with one final gust of wind, revealing the rest of the structure around you. The ceiling is held up by several large, deep gray columns of carved stone, leading to a solid, tiled floor. Wooden torches line the pillars neatly, burning quietly with brilliant orange and yellow colors. Along the tiles, dark red and gold carpets are lined in rows. You feel the plush softness of one of the rugs as you nestle your backside into its comforting embrace. Through the columns of tile, you can see the tips of mountains in every direction, all capped with silent, bright white snow. Flecks of snow drift about, the wind gently blowing them between the stone columns and over you. The little white dots twist and turn in detailed patterns, swirling about next to the stone roof. The wind subtly quiets down, allowing the dense fog to return from before. The mist slowly encases the outside of the structure, obscuring the landscape in a sheet of pure white color. The wind whistles as it begins to flow through the air yet again, yet the clouds remain unchanged. The plush backing slowly disappears behind you, replaced with pure nothingness. You lay in the air, unmoved and untouched, just levitating in the mist calmly. You watch the clouds around you swirl and sway in every direction. All at once, they begin to push upwards on your back, gently lifting you higher into the unknown. Thunder rumbles in the near distance, growing closer and closer as the clouds push harder. The air quickly cools as you rise further and further towards the heavens. The force at your back begins to ease, slowing until coming to a complete stop. For several minutes, you hear nothing and only see misty gray in every direction. The clouds above slowly flow forward, like a river of fog before your eyes. You feel yourself no longer being lifted into the sky, but carried along. The wind whispers past your ears while you float through the clouded tunnel. The pace picks up lightly, the wind speeding past you faster as the current carries you. You feel a light rushing sensation softly caressing against your shoulder, followed by another and another. The air and wind slowly begin to warm around you. Your backside slowly lands upon a soft, loose, warm surface as you come to a gentle halt. The clouds above you begin to fade, a bright blue sky taking their place. Above you from where you lay, palm fronds of deep green appear, attached to tall, thin brown tree trunks. The sun brightly lights the sky above, its comforting rays shining down upon you. You gently sit upright off the warm ground. The clouds to your sides give way. The rays reflect off a large body of deep blue water before you, surrounding in all directions. Beneath you lies a gentle bed of white sand, comfortingly soft like a warm pillow on your back. There is nothing else for miles, just the empty void of ocean space. You hear the waves gently crashing upon the shore at your feet, the cool ocean spray lightly grasping your toes. A faint echoing can be heard from out in the deep, the sorrowful and calm song of the whales rising above the waters. Seagulls caw quietly above you, their voices fading into the open emptiness. The fronds of the trees sway gently, brushing at the sky with their lush green. You lay back against the warm sand again, closing your eyes to enjoy the solitude. The waves of the ocean slowly disappear as the waters calm and flatten out, slowly beginning to rise. The water gently touches at your feet, a cooling sensation flowing over your toes. You stay perfectly still, relaxed as the deep blue ocean fills, the water continuing to climb over you. The water envelops the entire island, letting it drift further down into the sea. You inhale deeply, finding that you're still able to breathe as the small island sinks. You open your eyes slowly, seeing perfectly clear through the crystal blue waters. The sun shrinks away above the surface, the lighter color of the water fading into a deep black. Schools of brightly colored fish swim about the island, their scales shimmering even in the dark. They pay little attention to you as they float through the empty abyss all around. Other marine animals slowly come into view, soaring above you as they sway through the still waters. The sound of the sorrowful whale song returns, echoing past your ears as they sing. The sun turns to nothing more than a tiny speck of dust in the distance, giving way to the deep blue. Bright, colorful bits of coral appear, their towering structures coming more into view as the island sinks further. Stuck to large, deep violet rock, the bits of reef stick out and sway ever so lightly in the waters. The strange shapes of the purple stone twist and turn, filled with holes from years of erosion. Large strands of green plant life are strewn about next to the rocks, tenderly swishing. The island begins to sway away from the structures, caught in a light current heading towards a valley below. As the coral and stone slowly fades out of view, a pitch-dark blackness begins to surround the island. Everything is immersed in the black, lightless deep, only the aura of the island giving off any illumination. All is still in the midst of the deep. Even the current has seemed to calm, leaving the island floating quietly. A small speck of bright orange appears above you, followed by several more in a row, all scattered about. They float downwards towards the island, their illuminant glow shining brighter and brighter. More specks appear beyond them. Bright blue, purple, yellow, and green. They all float towards the island, quietly swishing through the waters in their haunting auras. As they come closer, it becomes clear that they are jellyfish, softly buoyant in the currents above. Their bright, luminescent bodies surround the island, all falling around it in unison. Almost like a marine forest, the scattered creatures fill the darkness in every direction. Their lights shine brightly across the entire sea, dissipating back into the darkness as they fall below the island. The darkness engulfs the army of shining jellyfish below, their auras fading into the distance as the deep black color encases again. Everything stays still for a long while, like floating in empty air on a plane of another reality. High above, a white speck appears, followed by hundreds of others, all in the same manner as the jellyfish. They stay high above in the air, not moving, not growing, not shrinking, just small, bright white circles. They blink lightly as they continue to pattern out across the entire region around you. Amidst the patch of illuminant bodies, a large blue ball forms, almost like an icy giant. Through the darkness, a large burning ball of yellow slides out from the shadows. You shield your eyes as the large orange object shines down upon you. A light tinge of blue and gray swirls through the objects, cloudy and mysterious. A light crackling noise can be heard, the island slowly breaking apart into nothingness. Pieces break apart from it, chipping away and bursting into dust as they flow away from you. The palms crumble like the sand below, carried off into the deep distance. You feel the solid ground beneath your backside give way, dropping you lightly into the air. A final gust carries the shards of island away into the blackness, leaving you floating in silence. You drift through the lights, realizing them now to be stars, planets, and the sun. A full circle, a cycle of many different places, many different worlds, and many realms. You feel a sudden warm sensation around you, like a soft blanket wrapping around your body. You slowly close your eyes as the warmth surrounds you and drift off into a deep sleep.